I'll be sharing a campaign plan to ensure that people who are incarcerated receive the COVID vaccine. These plans are to be presented to a general audience, and the specifics of the plan can be tweaked so it can be implemented in any jurisdiction. But for illustrative purposes, examples related to NYC will be used. Introducing the issue. People who are incarcerated are 5.5 times as likely to be infected with COVID as the general population, and they face 3 times the risk of death. There are gross racial disparities in incarceration, which compound and contribute to racial disparities in COVID-19 cases and deaths. The root of this increased risk lies in the prison industrial complex, or PIC. The term PIC, as defined by Critical Resistance, describes overlapping interests of government and industry that use surveillance, policing, and imprisonment as solutions to economic, social, and political problems. Mass incarceration is one of the tools of the PIC. As will be evident in the campaign plan, it is essential that efforts to ensure vaccination for incarcerated people also connect to work aimed at abolishing the PIC. The campaign consists of 3 activities aimed at ensuring non-coercive vaccination and adequate aftercare for incarcerated people, as well as transparency on vaccination processes and outcomes. It also aims to connect those participating in any of these 3 activities to other work aimed at abolishing the PIC. Masked and socially distanced protests outside of facilities can put pressure on those who work in the facilities to execute vaccination plans appropriately. They can draw attention to the issue, especially if covered by media, and volume from protests can show people who are incarcerated in the facility that they are supported. In-person protests can create networks of advocates. While the specifics will vary depending on the specific jurisdiction that the plan is being implemented in, using scripts to call and email decision makers provides them with a clear plan for prioritizing vaccination of incarcerated people. Calling and emailing in a networked way can also connect folks to other abolitionist efforts. Letter writing to people who are incarcerated can facilitate the share of information about COVID vaccines to reduce hesitancy to get the vaccine. Through letters, people who are incarcerated can share information about what is happening in their facility, thus increasing transparency. This type of correspondence helps reduce feelings of isolation and can also help develop relationships to further the goal of PIC abolition. If done in groups, like in a letter writing party, people can learn more about the PIC, abolition, and other ways to get involved. This slide provides an overview of the ways that this plan draws on the wisdom of others and focuses on the processes of organizing rather than solely on the outcomes. This work will involve and draw from the wisdom of those most impacted by connecting with incarcerated folks via letter writing. This campaign will also coordinate with mission-aligned organizations in the jurisdiction where it is being implemented. Examples of allied organizations in NYC include Freedom All for Public Health and NYC branches of Survived and Punished and Black and Pink, whose logos are displayed on the home slide. Demonstrations outside of facilities and calling, emailing, letter writing with virtual groups creates a network of people who are interested in PIC abolition and provides them with education and other opportunities to get involved. The image on the right is outside of the Metropolitan Detention Center in Sunset Park in Brooklyn, and it shows a protest in response to a spike in COVID cases in the facility in December. This is an example of what a protest ensuring vaccination could look like. Thanks for listening. I look forward to hearing your feedback on this presentation and thoughts on the discussion question.